Hey everyone and welcome. Today we're talking about a truly remarkable green. This is a plant that just laughs at the summer sun, a green that actually thrives when most others have already given up. So get ready to meet Malabar spinach. It might just be the heat-loving hero your garden and your kitchen have been waiting for. If you're a gardener, you know this pain all too well. The sun gets high, the temperatures start to climb, and poof, your beautiful, tender spinach bolts. It turns bitter and pretty much unusable overnight. It's so frustrating, right? But what if I told you there was a green that actually loves all that heat? Well, here it is. Just look at this thing. This lush, vibrant vine is Malabar spinach. And it's not just some backup plan, it's a star in its own right. It just keeps pushing out delicious new leaves all through the hottest months of the year, long after other greens have waved the white flag. Okay, so let's get right into it. What exactly is this plant, and what makes it so special? Well, first things first, it's kind of hiding a little secret about its identity. This is what's so fascinating, and you can see it right here. Despite the name, Malabar spinach isn't actually spinach at all, not even close. They're in completely different plant families. True spinach is that cool weather, bushy plant. Malabar spinach, on the other hand, is a tropical climbing vine that can grow 10, 20, even 30 feet tall. And their textures, they are worlds apart. That's a key point we're definitely going to come back to. So when you go looking for it, you're probably going to find two main types. You've got your Basella alba, which is the classic green-stemmed version, and then there's Basella alba rubra. This one is just beautiful with these really striking reddish-purple stems. Now, taste-wise, they're pretty much identical, so the choice is really just about aesthetics, what you want to see in your garden. That rubra variety, though, it adds an amazing pop of color. And, this isn't some new, trendy vegetable that just showed up. Malabar spinach has this incredibly rich history and a culinary footprint that literally spans the entire globe, from ancient fields to our modern kitchens. Its story starts way back in tropical Asia, probably in India or Indonesia. It eventually made its way into English records in the late 1600s, and by the mid-1800s, it was already being recognized in American gardening guides. Today, because it's so resilient, it's become a beloved staple in hot climates all over the world, from the Philippines, where they call it alug body, to Bengal, where it's known as puisog. So, what does it actually taste like? Well, forget just comparing it to spinach. Food historian William Moyse Weaver absolutely nailed it with this description. Others say it has a mild, peppery flavor with a little hint of citrus. It's this unique complexity that makes it so much more than just a simple summer stand-in. And when we say this is a superfood, we're absolutely not exaggerating. Let's talk numbers. This one right here is pretty staggering. A single 100-gram serving of raw Malabar spinach gives you 113% of your daily recommended value of vitamin C. Wow. But believe me, it doesn't stop there. This slide really shows what a nutritional powerhouse we're dealing with. It is loaded with vitamin A, folate, essential minerals like iron and magnesium, and some really powerful antioxidants. On top of all that, it's super low in calories, making it an incredibly nutrient-dense food. Okay, just a quick but really important disclaimer here. This information is purely for educational purposes. It is not medical advice. Just like true spinach, Malabar spinach does contain something called oxalic acid. So if you have certain health conditions, like kidney stones, for example, it's always a good idea to chat with your doctor before you start adding it to your diet regularly. All right, feeling inspired to grow your own? I hope so. The really good news is it's incredibly easy to do. Let's switch gears to the practical side of things and look at how you can get this amazing vine thriving in your own garden, or hey, even on a balcony. You've got three super easy options here. You can start from seed. Just remember that little trick of soaking them overnight. It really helps them germinate faster. Or, hey, if you know someone who's already growing it, ask for a cutting. It roots so easily in just a glass of water. And of course, if you see a transplant at a nursery, that's the quickest way to get a jump start. This plant just wants to grow. So what does it need to really flourish? Think of this slide as your cheat sheet. The number one thing is heat. It absolutely loves temperatures over 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Give it plenty of sun, some nice fertile soil, and definitely something sturdy to climb on. But listen, the most important thing to remember is water. Consistent moisture is key. If the plant dries out, the leaves can get bitter and it might try to flower too early. Now here's some great news, especially for organic gardeners. This plant is highly resistant to most common pests. Seriously. You might see some slugs or snails, but you can just pick them off by hand. Really, the main things to watch for are keeping the soil moist to prevent that flowering and bitterness, and just pulling off any leaves that might show signs of fungal spots to keep the plant nice and healthy. Okay, so you've grown this beautiful, lush vine. Now we get to the best part, harvesting. Let's talk about how to do it, and also how to really understand that unique texture we mentioned earlier. A question that comes up a lot is it an annual or a perennial? And the answer is, well, it depends on where you live. In those truly tropical climates, yeah, it'll grow year after year like a perennial. But for most of us in more temperate zones, we treat it as a fantastic, heat-loving annual that does its whole thing in just one amazing season. All right, let's address the elephant in the room, the texture. When you cook Malabar spinach, it releases something called mucilage. It's this thick, kind of gelatinous substance that gives it a texture that's very, very similar to okra. Now, some people are surprised by this, but it's not a flaw. In fact, it's actually one of its greatest culinary strengths. So the trick is to totally reframe how you think about this. That mucilage, it's a natural thickener. It's perfect for giving this silky, luxurious body to soups and stews. And unlike regular spinach that can get watery and just disintegrate, Malabar spinach holds its own in hot dishes. Plus, that so-called slime is actually packed with beneficial stuff, so it's good for you too. It's a feature, not a bug. So, are you ready to start cooking? This plant is so incredibly versatile. Let's look at 5 delicious, healthy, and low-calorie ways you can bring Malabar spinach from your garden right to your dinner table. First up, for a nice, crisp texture, just use the young leaves raw in salads. For a super quick meal, toss it into a stir-fry. It's a classic pairing with garlic and ginger. Its thickening power makes it a total natural for soups and Indian lentil dals. For an amazing snack, you can make crispy fritters called pakodas. Or hey, just blend it into your morning smoothie for a huge nutritional boost. And to give you a really concrete starting point, here's a classic Bengali dish called pui saag. It's so good. You start by blooming a 5-spice blend called panchforan in some hot oil. Then you cook down some potatoes and the chopped stems from the Malabar spinach. Next, you add some pumpkin, and finally, just wilt in all those beautiful leaves. It's a simple, hearty, and unbelievably flavorful one-pot meal that really lets the vegetables shine. So we know Malabar spinach is delicious, it's nutritious, and it's easy to grow. But its real importance, its real story, goes beyond just being a great summer green. It actually represents something much bigger. And this quote from Foodprint really hits the nail on the head when it comes to its modern relevance. Its ability to thrive in extreme heat makes it such a vital crop for urban gardeners, for rooftop farms, and really for anyone gardening in a climate where our traditional greens are starting to struggle. It is a truly climate-resilient food. And this really leaves us with a final, pretty big question to think about. In a world that's getting warmer, plants that are not only packed with nutrition, but are also incredibly resilient and heat-tolerant, they might not just be a novelty anymore. They could be an absolutely essential part of our future food security. It's definitely something to think about the next time you see this incredible vine.